And we're live. I think we're live. We should be live. We're live? Yes, we're live. All right, welcome to the Writer's Life, place where you get the sight, sound, smells, taste of my particular writer's life, where you get the truth about the writer's life. If you haven't subscribed, punch the like button and the bell for notifications so that you don't miss out on even one single exciting video. And they're still hammering shit downstairs. I don't really care, to be honest. Like I said, I used to do that for a living, so to me, I don't know, whatever. So I'm going to come back to a familiar topic that I talked about last year. There's a reason I'm a hybrid author, why I have my own label, put out a bunch of work under my Bear Media LLC, and why I publish traditionally also. The reason being because publishing traditionally exclusively for a mystery hard-boiled writer, you ain't gonna make a living. You're just not. Even if you get, I've had six-figure advances. I actually had a mid-six-figure advance once, and like 6 months after I got the advance, I couldn't even afford to pay my taxes. Of course, I was like 18, well, I was 32, but same thing. But in any case, say like these days, like if you got $100,000 advance, which would be a really good advance these days, that'd be like stellar. You got to pay your agent. There's $15,000 right off the top, so you're dealing with $85,000, right? All right. And maybe they give you once you sign your contract, maybe they give you out of that, 85, maybe you're going to get like, I don't know, 35. They usually give you a good chunk right off the bat. All right. But it's probably going to take a year and a half, maybe to 2 years, a year to 2 years for your book to come out. So you got to live on that $35,000 if you want to just be a writer. I'm talking about, I'm not talking about somebody else who wants to maintain a job while this is going on. I'm talking about if you want to make a living from this. Okay. So you're going to have to live on that $35,000 for about 6 months to a year. And depending upon where you live, like that could be just like, if you live in New York City, like that's not going to last you like 3 months, right? 3 or 4 months, maybe, if you live in a shitty area. But if you live up, say, like where I live, upstate New York or whatever, or even Florence, Italy, for that matter, you could probably do okay on that for 6 months, if it's just you. But then they're going to pay another certain amount when you deliver your edit. They're going to send you an editorial letter, and you got to kind of follow it by the letter. Or I've seen authors like, we don't like your edit, we want our money back. I've seen that happen. Or I've seen situations where they're like, we don't like your edit, we're not going to bring your book out, you can keep the money that we paid you thus far. But like, talk about demoralizing. Luckily, that has never happened to me. I'm a really good rewriter. But anyway, and I usually don't have to rewrite much at all, if anything, at this point in the game. So, all right, they're going to pay when they accept that rewrite after, say, 6 months to a year. They're going to give you maybe like another 20 grand. So what are you down to now? Like 55. You're down to like, they owe you like another 30 something or whatever. So then it might take like a whole nother year, 6 months for a year to come out. So you don't get paid that last 30 grand or whatever till the book comes out. So like, you're basically living on nothing until that time. So you naturally think like, well, I'll write more stuff. I'll write, a bunch of stuff on my own, and, I can publish it independently or whatever. And your major publisher is going to say, no, you're not. It's right there in your contract that you cannot compete with yourself. It's a non-compete clause. You we're going to concentrate on this one book and this one book only, and we're giving you money for it. So that's why it's like impossible to make a living traditionally. It's like impossible. You got to have a job, or you have to be a teacher, or one of those things. Not that teaching isn't a job, but you get what I'm saying. So that's why I became a hybrid author, and I work primarily with independent, hard-boiled and noir publishers who don't give a rat's ass how much of my own stuff I put out, and therefore I get paid monthly, and I'm able to make a decent living, and I'm able to. They don't, in fact, uh, they like it when I put a lot of stuff out because they. What's your best out of all the marketing and publishing and publicity tactics that you can utilize these days online? The best one is in social media. It's not a book bub. It's not a bargain book see. It's all not any of that stuff. It's not advertising. Your best marketing tool is your next piece of work, your next published book, be it a novella or a novel. Did you know that? It's the truth. All right, that's all I wanted to say. So anyway, do the math yourself. Just think it over. Always put yourself in a position where you're making money. And I think the best way to do that is to publish, be a hybrid author. And we have some people chiming in. So we're going to do a little question and answer. Hey, Philly, I read the short story you did in the Con Man series. I forget the name, but it was awesome. Thanks, man. The Con Man series. All right, brother. Appreciate it. Who else is there? How many books can you usually put out in a year? I could put out about 10 to 12 novels and about 10 to 12 novellas, short story or two here and there, and countless articles or whatever. So a lot. I'm doing 90 to 100,000 words a month right now. Big Philly again. Don't forget all these agents and editors demanding diversity, both as an author and in the book itself. Yeah, don't follow that. Do write what you want. Write what you want. This whole cancel woke culture thing will end. Even if it takes another 2 years, it's a very small minority of people who are pushing this kind of thing, and it's just that the advertising agencies have latched onto it. So just write what you want, how you want to write it. Let's see, a grifter song. It's not the Con Man series. It's the grifter song series that Frank Zafiro started. Thanks, man. And my contribution was concrete and cocaine. I had a blast writing it. In fact, I wrote it exactly a year ago in Florence, among other things, Big Philly. So it was a blast. That concrete plant actually exists right outside of Albany. It's been in a couple of my books. All right, you guys, I'm out of here. I'm going to go for a walk, and then I got a couple other things to do, and it's Saturday, so I'm going to tip one a little bit early. Somebody else chiming in real quick. Joe Sprague. Hey, Vince, man, caught you live. What on earth are you talking about? That's an inside joke between Joe and I. We love this old band called the Chameleons from the 80s. I still listen to them today. I'm sure Joe does too. Joe's a cool guy. Joe was, I think, Joe, you were the editor of the literary magazine at Providence College, right? And Joe's like a scratch golfer. So let's see. Shirley Marcus. Have a good walk. Thanks, Shirley. Jamie Cole. It's 8:30 a.m. here in the Midwest. Whoa. So you could crack one. Go ahead. Saturday. Who's this? Crystal Witch 2011. Have a tipple for us too. Crystal, I would imagine you live in central New York. Which part of Central New York? Crystal? Orange County? Ithaca. Ithaca. Oh, okay. The other side. I'm thinking north south. You're in Ithaca. Great. Cool. So take 90 out to you. I can be to you in like an hour and a half. Joe Sprague, not editor, just contributor. Scratch not. I thought you were the big boss man, Joe. Joe and I were in a band called Dance Macabre for like 5 minutes. We had a lot of fun. Joe was also he worked at the radio station. He was the DJ, and he would get his awesome tickets. I can remember getting his awesome tickets to see REM, and those guys walking in to the radio station with you, Pete Phillips. I think you were there, or maybe it was Pete Phillips. I forget now. But in any case, we had a lot of fun. All right, you guys. I will catch you guys tomorrow. Thanks, everybody, for chiming in. Unexpected pleasure. And ciao, ciao.